I love it. It's my favorite.
The Miss Marvel event has been changed. What does it mean for you? Is it going to be easier or harder to complete? We got a new war season coming up in just a few days. How do you prepare for it right now? And there's another round of meetings with the devs of Marvel Strike Force and the Players Voice Council. What is it going to mean for you and the future of this game? We're discussing this and a lot more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother MobileGamer. And if you're ready for it, brother MobileGamer,
let's go smash it. Let's go smash.
And pull right into this. How are you, MobileGamer? How are you enjoying Marvel Strike Force this week?
I'm very much enjoying. I started in Dark Dimension 6. I've been enjoying Crucible.
Nice.
I've been losing. I've been winning. And then I'm looking forward to the changes, which we're going to talk about in Alliance War.
Yes, I'm having a lot of fun in this game as well. I think it's a lot better than last time we talked. There was a lot of bugs going on in the game. A lot of them did get corrected. There's still some bugs going on, but if this is your first time here, ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content, at least one news video per week, another question and answer video per week, and a lot of gameplay videos, tips and tricks to help you with Marvel Strike Force. But let's get right into this campaign event that is going on right now. Some adjustments that were made to this Hala event tied into this Miss Marvel campaign event. And I think the big thing that I noticed here is this is the original milestone chart, as at least according to this. Right. We have milestone 18 is where we could have got the second recharge in this first chart. Now, scoring is harder, but it's going to be easier, especially with the current scoring, to get that second reset charge because that got moved from milestone 18 down to milestone 15. So it should be a little easier. The harder part is this scoring got changed. It used to be just based on the star level of any Bifrost characters, but I think the devs realized that longer time players, they got a lot of 7-star Lokis out there. It would be very easy to get all of these raid bonuses for that. Now it's mainly based on opening these Energized orbs from the event campaign. What do you think of this event structure and the changes that were made to it?
All right, well, there's a couple different things. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if you care about the leaderboards, you know, it's going to definitely benefit players that have high stars on the new Bifrost characters. I mean, it is what it is. It's more or less an auction, you know, if you want to get these juicy rewards. The function of how you can do better in this event is going to be determined by how much you're willing to use power cores to get the orbs.
Yeah. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to do my 50s and my 100s just because I'm not sure where I'm going to spend power cores in the near future. The next couple characters are going to be for war defense. That is not appealing to me at all. So I'm going to spend a lot of cores on this event, the 50s and the 100s. What are you planning to do from a core spending for this event to try to get as high as you can on these leaderboards?
Well, there's a couple things. First of all, I do like this style of event because event campaign characters are typically the most player-friendly way. And in addition to the traditional event campaign, you know, you spend the power cores, you get the orbs, you open the orbs. The orbs are usually garbage, but you get something, right?
Yeah.
But the opening of the orbs and the spending of the power cores is tied to a web event and this event that you're looking right here. So it all kind of comes together where I feel like this is a player-friendly event. The math was really wonky. I understand that. Also, too, this is an arena team, right? Where, you know, if you're gonna hoard your power cores and choose to spend them, you know, I think this is a situation where it might make some sense to do that.
Yeah, I choose to hoard power cores, and then once in a while, when we get an event like this, where a very valuable character comes on the scene, I'm choosing to use it there. So this is an event that I'm spending a lot of power cores on. Now, you mentioned the web milestones, and this is a 7-day event. It is correct here on the timer, but if you read this, it does say spend power cores to hit a daily milestone. That is incorrect, but this timer here is correct. So just kind of a little PSA. This is a 7-day event, so you got a lot of room to spend these power cores for this event. So looks to be very, very friendly. What about this Miss Marvel Hardlight campaign event, which is tied into this leaderboard itself? Some players, very, very hard. Did you get through Node 9 with the current characters? Because it looks like there will be more secret defenders added to make it easier. Did you pass it on day 1 to get all that 3 stars on these characters?
Yeah, I was able to do it on day one, and we'll have to see if adding these characters will make it easy. A lot of people said that they liked the challenge and they had to play it like 3 times before they got through it. Other people were not thrilled because it was too challenging, and then other people told me that they were able to auto their way through it.
Oh, nice.
So my opinion is this, and I feel like these events are uneventful if they're too easy, where you can just hit auto. So I guess I can't have it both ways, you know, like if it's challenging for some players, then I mean, it would be unfinishable by other players. So it's like, I don't know if there's a way of making everybody happy on that situation. So what I'm hoping is that by adding those other characters will give more access to the final stage.
I hope that as well. And then, you know, the good thing, people that want the higher difficulty, they got it right now. Before they add these secret defenders in, you got the harder difficulty right now because the character selection is not that great. You're facing 2 rounds of Black Orders in that final wave. This is the team I ended up using. Did you use a similar team, bringing the Infinity Watch characters, Nemesis and Shang-Chi to beat that node?
I know I used Shang-Chi, Nemesis, Dazzler, and I think I used Vision and Vision.
Oh, I couldn't get it to work with Vision and Vision. So this is what I use. You got some options there, but yeah, if you're having trouble to complete it, it is going to get a little bit easier once they add these secret defenders to the nodes there. So, yeah, I liked it. And the devs are in a weird spot, right? You said some people want it hard, some people want it easy. It's a 4-year-old game, so not everybody's going to get very easy experience or very difficult experience without some people suffering. So it's kind of weird with this, but I do like how it's structured. Now, they do say that there's compensation coming because if we look at the events right now, it looks like they are rewarding the correct fragments. Previous to that, though, it looks like we're only giving 10 fragments instead of the intended reward, so some compensation is coming. Did you do all these nodes before we noticed that they was only awarding 10 fragments per node or per?
Yeah, I got the 10 fragments, so they're gonna have to send me compensation.
Okay. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now let's talk about the drop rates on this, because that's another complaint that people are having. I don't think it's too out of line with some of their previous bad orbs, but it's not a great orb if you're just looking for Miss Marvel shards. Obviously, the left pillar, the right pillar, you can get 1 to 2 shards, but very low chance to get Miss Marvel in some of these other ones. If you look at some of these percentages here, not a lot of shards for her. How are you doing with the drop rate so far with some of the orbs that you've opened for this so far?
It's been lackluster, but, you know, I'm looking at it from the bigger picture because, you know, the opening of the orbs counts towards the Hala event and the spinning of the power cores counts towards the web event. So it's a 3 events in one, if you will.
I mean, the structure of just thinking about this, like a couple of years ago, all we had was events. We're spending these power cores, we get these orbs, and we got nothing else. Now we got a web milestone, we got a in-game milestone. So we're getting a lot of extra stuff with this. And I guess the other effect of that is that these orbs themselves aren't as good. So hopefully there's a way that we could get more of these shards in the future.
Yeah, I don't like the way that they release this with bugs, inaccurate blog information. It just baffles me that it's all bad and not tested and not checked, or right hand doesn't know what the left hand doing. But I feel like, this type of event, serves the community better than other types of events for character launches.
Agreed. Yeah, when you mention it, the misinformation, the blog was really, really bad this week. There's usually something. This week was exceptionally bad because the event looked totally different. And initially, there was nothing about these energized orbs in that blog post. So there's a lot of errors in the blog post this week. That was something that they definitely...
And people should be upset because the information drastically changed. And is the event better? No, it's not. But, if it was presented correctly the first time and we got what we have today and the information was accurate on the blog post, I think this would be a more well received. But instead, a lot of people are expecting one thing and we're getting another. And so people are rightfully upset, and they should be. Absolutely should be.
I'm upset as well. Even though the event as it's structured right now isn't totally bad. It's that it got changed. That's the main point. It is this change, and people planned for that, and now they have to change up all their plans and everything like that. So that's hopefully we get accurate information in the future there. All right, new war. You are someone way more into war than I am. There's a new war season coming. Black Order is going away. Mutants are coming, and it looks like the big bonuses to the Nowhere team is going away. Now it's going to the Secret Defenders. What are you doing to change up what you're doing in War based on these new War rules?
All right, so this is going to be a lot of extra work for war captains and alliance leaders because they're going to have to think about how they want their rooms structured and then what teams they want to change on defense. Obviously, Black Order is going to be going out, and I could see for sure Marauders being most people use Marauders, right? But Marauders now will become like a more common team. I could also see either Death Seed or Unlimited going on defense.
Okay, and are you doing anything other than just taking Black Order out and putting it in another team, or are you guys changing up the order of your rooms? What are you guys doing as an alliance that you are able to share?
No, like I said, this is a lot of work for the alliance leaders and war captains, and I'm not an alliance leader or war captain, so I'm not going to have to be making those decisions.
All right, I like that. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of work for some players. But I guess if you're in an alliance that has a very active, you just do what they tell you, and it's simple for you. But yeah, some people have to do a lot of work for this. Let me know what you guys are doing to prepare for this upcoming war season. Anything? Are you switching up everything totally? Let me know in the comments. And let's talk about this Black Order rework that got teased a while ago. It was teased on a dev call. It wasn't teased in any blog posts or anything like that. Haven't heard too much of it since. The dev during the call said, yeah, Thanos should be getting a rework after this and potentially a Black Order to bring them in line with some of the current teams. They mentioned Infinity Watch, so not necessarily one of the top meta teams, but relevant. What do you think is going to happen with the Black Order, and when do you think that's going to happen?
Okay, so I want to take a step back. What you said right now is what I think most of the community perception is. I heard something different on the call. I heard a guy talking about, wouldn't it be cool if we could do this and this and this? I'm not sure that guy gets to make the decision or he gets to do it or if it's going to happen at all. Like I got a different, I mean, until it's in the game or we have official messaging, I think people should not be expecting anything. I think there's this idea that Black Order is going to get reworked with Thanos and they're going to be on the level of Infinity Watch, and they're going to be disappointed if this guy's boss says, yeah, we're not going to do that.
Oh, here's my thing. You're probably exactly right on that. It may not even happen. But even if they were at that Infinity Watch level, are they worth building? I don't know if I'm even if they're going to be getting a rework, bringing them to that Infinity Watch level, if I'm investing resources in this old team when I could use that same resources, investing in these newer teams like Secret Defenders, some teams that are actually being a little more relevant, because Infinity Watch, we're using them now. It's Crucible, or that's probably it. So I don't even know if they are getting it, if it's worth building up.
Absolutely do not upgrade your Black Order now.
I agree.
There's like a million other things to do in this game. Do not be looking into Thanos or Black Order. No, do not do it. I am not recommending 100%. That. Do not do it based on rumors. If you didn't upgrade your Black Order to take advantage of the boost that it had in Alliance War, do not be doing them now. Absolutely do not do them now.
Yeah, especially before anything official is announced. You know, it's just kind of
it's a dead team.
I'm thinking back on the call. I think you're right. I think he was just kind of throwing ideas out and not saying, "Oh, this is what's going to happen. This is what's slated." So,
he may. Here's the thing: like anybody in a corporate idea, a lot of people have ideas and want to implement things, but whether or not they're that final decision maker or the rest of the team agrees, or what the final product is, and to make upgrading certain characters based off of my interpretation or your interpretation of a guy that said, wouldn't it be cool if Black Order was as strong as Infinity Watch? I think is a bad idea.
Yeah, so don't upgrade them. Even if the rework's official, don't upgrade them. I don't think they have a lot of value in multiple games like they did in the beginning. So yeah, it's kind of a bad investment, and it's not official at this point. Let's talk about Cosmic Crucible. Season 4 of Cosmic Crucible is under the way. This is the second week without the bugs. How are you enjoying Cosmic Crucible, the unbugged version of Cosmic Crucible?
I'm seeing a reasonable amount of variety. And one of the things that I think that would be tragic, and some people have already expressed this idea to me, is like, all right, Cosmic Crucible's already solved. I see the same teams. It's boring already. And I largely feel that it would be better if these rooms changed on a more frequent basis. Myself personally, my experience is that I've been seeing a variety of teams and different strategies, and I feel like I'm getting an engaging puzzle when I do play Cosmic Crucible.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the defense that I ran, normally I'm seeing Darkhold with Quicksilver in room 6. This guy put it in room 5 just to try to trick his opponents into using Dr. Doom. So there is some variety here. Normally I'm seeing this big Darkhold team here. I'm seeing a Bifrost team in room 2. And the rest of it is kind of up for grabs. I like it. What is the most interesting defense that you saw this week?
I saw Tangled in room 5, which was interesting.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
so someone actually, instead of doing mutants, actually went all out there. I've been seeing a Rebirth and variations of Rebirth, sometimes with Quicksilver in room 4 quite a bit. Room 3, almost always seeing Infinity Watch in room 3. Room 1's random. And then in room 6 is typically Darkhold plus... And I've seen Dormammu. Dormammu was kind of tricky. That I hadn't seen that. Sometimes you see Apocalypse, sometimes you see Quicksilver. There's all kinds of, and they all play different. That's the thing too, is the way that you approach room 6. Let's say there is Darkhold there, right? But that 5th, whether that's Apocalypse or Quicksilver or Dormammu, makes the match different and makes the counters different. And I find that to be good. The idea that this is going to hang out for how many more days? Another months? I don't know if that's good, right? Like, how many more months is it supposed to stay like this? Like, I don't feel like they change these room bonuses often enough, and they could do it, either monthly or, that would be fine.
I would like that too. I mean, something like every patch or every time they switch up the monthly milestones, switch up the Crucible rooms so that everybody is always kind of, what do I do? What do I do? Let's do some theory crafting. I think that part is fun. And then once everybody's got it figured out and uses
every
very
patch,
similar teams.
Every patch sounds fantastic to me.
I like that as well. Let me know your thoughts. I want to start to push some of these to the devs because more variety in Cosmic Crucible, I think is fun. And yeah, I like these interesting defense. And I like what you said, plays differently, just changing one character. You got to play differently, use some different teams. And then sometimes I'm using my Apocalypse on room 2. Sometimes I'm using it on room 6. Are you using it more on offense or do you have Apocalypse on defense?
I've gone heavily on defense, and and the way that I see developers managing this is that they're counting on new teams changing the meta, right? Like, we're gonna sell you new characters, and whoever spends the most money on room 3 on this new team that fits perfectly into room 3 wins the Cosmic Crucible. So we'll just sell you teams. I'm sure that's the angle they're going, rather than actually, making it, competitive and changing the rules around more frequently.
Well, I do think that is the end goal. I thought it was a lot more obvious with season 3. It's a lot less obvious in season 4, which is why I think
this is great. This is great.
I like it. It's good.
This is way better than season 2.5, right?
Oh,
they call it season 3, but it was season 2.5.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And I would continue to like season 4, but at some point, these rooms are going to be optimized, right? Like, we're going to figure it out, and that's not going. Then it's going to be who plays, who does it in the least amount of attacks, and you win by 3 points because you had one character at gear tier 18 instead of gear tier 17, and it survived that one hit. Oh, I don't know if that's fun either.
Oh yeah, some of the wins I got this week, I'm not gonna get once it's optimized, because it's about figuring teams out. And like, oh, I didn't figure this team out. I made one wrong move. I used a special instead of an ultimate. It lost me the whole Crucible match on this one battle. That's not going to happen if after this goes on for a while. People are going to know the exact order to counter these teams, and it's gonna be tougher. So hopefully the devs stay in front of this, and hopefully they're working on changes to season 5 in Cosmic Crucible right now so that this doesn't get stale. But this is my favorite game mode in
but to answer your question, I love Cosmic Crucible. I love it. It's my favorite. It is. For all of that little complaining I did right there, no, I like it. Yes, please, more. I love this part of the game. I look forward to playing this. Absolutely.
Me too. And that's why it's the most frustrating game mode for me, because I care so much about this. It is, I love Cosmic Crucible. Even when I'm upset about it, I like it because I'm engaged in it. It's fun. Yeah, cool. Keep going. And hopefully the devs keep the fun and stay ahead of this. Something is back this week, and this is great for players without a full death seed. They're able to get their Archangel finally. Is this something that you're focusing on? I know you probably had a 7-star Archangel for a while. You've had it maxed out. You're autoing, simming that Death Seed team. Is it worth it for you at this point to go in for these milestone rewards and do this? Or are you just skipping these Scourge run at this point?
I found that getting to 1.5 million on this particular Scourge to be easier than most. Like, because we've had, you know, power creep within the game and new characters out of the game. And I just found that it was a lot easier than, you know, we just had the second run of Nova, right? And that actually felt pretty challenging, where this right here seemed like I probably could have done it on auto.
Well, here's my thinking. This is the last of the Scourges, right? The hardest one was Morgan Le Fay. That one still is challenging, even when that comes back, even with level 95, even with gear 18. That one is still challenging. I think they may have like, all right, we don't want it to be like Morgan Le Fay, so they made Unlimited X-Men easier. Gamma got a little easier, and I think this is the easiest one because it's the latest one.
This is the easiest one that by far, as far as the reruns, this is the easiest one that I've played.
All right, so how long did it take you to finish? And did you full auto this time for these milestone rewards?
I played it manually, but I think I could have full autoed it. I actually enjoy playing these. Like I do. I like playing these, so I don't have a problem with it. And the rewards aren't that special, but you know, I'll take what I can get.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. It's figuring out the puzzle, and the puzzle's getting easier and easier and easier. So congratulations to everybody that got that first unlock for Archangel. That the mutant nodes are going to get a lot easier, and those counters to some of the things, the problems we're seeing in Room 2, Cosmic Crucible, hopefully gets a lot easier for you.
The one thing I'll say about the Archangel is that they made their super horrible decision, and it's still horrible for the first two nodes to use minions. And so I think that's going to be the major, like, if people are like, this is garbage, it's because of the minions. It's still, that was a problem when it came out, and it's still a problem for people.
Well, did you I don't think I've ever played any of those minion nodes. I just set in my team, let it auto that, and just, I don't know how long it takes. I just come back and they've won it because they got so much bonuses with those Scourges equipped. I guess for newer players that never built up their minions, it would be not good because you have to put some level of investment into them.
I mean, my minions were still 600,000, which a lot of people, you know, that's 600,000 more than they should be, right? You know, it's like, you know, 2 of the Mercs and 3 of the Ravagers, and it's dull because I had to put that part on auto because it just takes forever.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Nodes 1 and 2 with those minions, they don't die. You just put on auto and come back, and then you play the rest of the part.
Yeah, but in general, like it's a waste of resources. Like it's 600,000 more than it's not a good use of resources at all.
Yeah, I think if you've already done it, it's not that bad. But yeah, it sucks to have to build these characters that have literally no value in the game right now. But you know who does have value, Mobile Gamer?
Oof.
The newest character in the game, not the Black Order characters. No, this guy, Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes, just added this week. What do you think his value is right now? Are you seeing a lot of these in Arena? Are you using this in Arena? Are you seeing this in War? Are you using him in War? Where is his value right now in the game without Black Cat and the final piece of the Secret Defenders?
All right. Well, first things first, I think that this team is going to be amazing when Black Cat has come to the game. Agreed. For me, I've seen people put Robbie on defense, and I found the Cable version to be more tricky than the Robbie version.
I guess we'll talk about Arena defenses and everything in just a little bit, but I think it's a great character. Now, there is an event for this character coming up. We got the Datamines from the Tana server, and it is going to be similar to the Teen Loki event, where you need to get these Hellrider orb fragments from Arena, and then you get your Arena rank rewards. That's where we're getting these fragments. You're probably getting buy some as well. We're probably getting some in some daily milestones or something like that. And then you need to spend arena credits on milestone point offers. Did you like spending your arena credits during the Team Loki event? Did you like how that event was structured?
It wasn't meaningful, right? You just go in and then they're there. I mean, what this means to me is I have almost no arena credits at all right now. Oh. And so I need to start saving them. But yeah, it was just spend like 1,000 and it was an offer in the shop. You know, it was like a 10 for 10, a 10 power core for 10 character shard thing. You know, you just have to scroll down to the bottom to find it.
Well, that's why they have there, right? You got to scroll through the bottom and you're seeing all these offers. Oh, there's the one I want. Or maybe they're hoping players will be like, oh, that is a good offer. Let me get that one. But yeah, it is what it is. And
yeah, and I think it's smart for people to start saving some of these arena credits now. I know a lot of people have spent down their arena credits, whether they're looking for Agent Venom, you know, he was recently added to the orbs, or, you know, that's usually a meaningful way of getting some training materials on a daily basis.
Did you open orbs for Agent Venom, or are you just waiting till he comes out in the store?
I opened them.
Nice. I opened a few as well. Then I got down to a certain number. I'm like, all right, I can't go below that number. And I didn't get a lot of shards for Agent Venom. So it is what it is. But let's go back and talk about Arena. The meta in Arena right now, as you can see, this is one of the teams that I'm using on offense. I think I have what am I using on defense right now? I am using my old team on defense. So this is what I'm using on defense right now. What changes have you seen in Arena? Offense, defense, some of the teams you're using, things like that, since we've started having these secret defenders come to the game?
All right, so I am using mostly the same team on offense that I was using from before. Now, if someone is running, we're on the same shard, but like
we're exact same shard.
All right, so we'll use so I think that the team there in the middle is just the same business as always. You know, use the mirror match, and because you have King, you're getting the speed advantage, and so that's an easy one to go through. And largely that's the defense I'm continuing to run is what is there at number 9.
Defense.
Yeah, no, number 7, I will remove Rogue and put in Cable, and I don't have a problem with that. And then on number 10, I found that to be an easier match for one reason or another, and I just use the team that's there in room rank 9 I haven't had a problem taking out the normal team. To take out. So the only matchup that I found to be tricky is the person there at number 7, and I had to run Cable as well. So to be clear, the team in the middle is the normal team.
And the normal team for the podcast listeners: Apocalypse, Kang, Morgan Le Fay, Red Hulk, and Rogue. That was the team before the Secret Avengers, and still kind of with the pieces of Secret Avengers. And the team on the right you're talking with the tricky one has Cable in there, Red Hulk, Spectrum, Photon, right? Miss Marvel, and then Apocalypse. That is the tricky team. Now, these are a couple of the save squads I have for Arena. And I think we talked about this beforehand. You're running very similar teams on Arena offense, right?
It's the same thing. Yeah, you got the OG team there in the middle, and then you basically got Cable instead of Rogue, and it's not a problem. And I think all of this does not matter once Black Cat comes in a week or so.
Yeah, in 5 days, we're getting the Black Cat event. All this is going to change. That is because on the 29th is the Black Cat Trials. What are you doing right now to prepare? Is your Nowhere team built up super big and you're ready for that? Are you building any of these Trap Sinister 6 teams that you're going to take in as sacrifice? What are you going to prepare right now for this Black Cat event?
All right, so I'm interested in Nova for sure. I think Nova is a fantastic character, and he's a choice for me as a no-brainer to take to Gear Tier 18 for Dark Dimension 6. So
agreed.
Largely my focus has been on Nova. Now, as far as Black Cat event and considering Dark Dimension 6, some of the other characters I've been considering for taking into Dark Dimension 6 as well, which will help me with the Black Cat event. And right now I'm split between either Cosmo or Star-Lord Annihilation as far as one of the characters I want to continue to upgrade. But yeah, I like this team. It's good in, In Alliance War, obviously, it's going to be used for Black Cat. Nova is good inside of Crucible, right? I get use out of Nova, even Crucible. And some people have even put this team on defense in Room 3.
Yeah, as I see it sometimes, either Infinity Watch or this team. I think they're both nightmares for your efficiency. Both of them screw up efficiency a little more. Infinity Watch a little more than this one because of the safeguards and the evades. But yeah, this is another team on Crucible defense. Now, Cosmo over Star-Lord Annihilation, I think it comes down to the tags. Cosmo is a cosmic bio character, and Star-Lord is a cosmic skill character. So
it's just coming down to skill or bio, and so, largely I've been also highly considering, I feel like I'm going to do Photon and Ms. Marvel, because they are, good, they're the arena characters, right? And hopefully they're useful in Dark Dimension 6. We're trying to get the most out of the characters that we take to 18, right? And I feel like a lot of people are leaning into the arena teams, which is going to be Secret Defenders and Dark Dimension characters. And then, leaning into this team would be smart as well to get as strong as a Black Cat as possible.
Yeah, I think I might go with the skill. Now, there's been some speculation about a Sinister Six rework coming. I think the only evidence we have of that is this Doc Ock costume, right? It's got a new look to it. It previously had this old look here with the costume, but
they also changed. Well, they also changed his passive, right? His passive is different now, where it speeds up.
I didn't notice what they changed. Oh yeah, they did announce that. Yeah,
it's right, at the very top. Yeah, so it says 2 speed up right there at the first line right there, where it used to be so that is a change.
So do you think there's a further rework coming? Because this reminds me of when we see OG Spider-Man with a brand new animation. Like, why would they do that? He sucks. And then the Web Warrior team came out like, oh, well, that's why. Do you think something is happening to Sinister Six because of this change? And they are going to be required for this Black Cat event. Dorky thinks they are coming, but it's not going to make a difference this event. It's going to make a difference down the road if it returns. Are you buying into any of this hype about Sinister Six, or are you just avoiding them at this point?
I'm not upgrading them because of a rumor, and I hope nobody else is either. I mean, don't upgrade characters because of rumors or speculation. And maybe wait until the reworks are completed and the Mega Krakens go and confirm whether it's good or bad, and then start upgrading characters. So like, I wouldn't even upgrade characters even on like published reworks.
I wish I had that luxury. I'm still trying to catch up on my previous teams. I can't even worry about forward teams, so I'm not even close to that. I'm so behind on other teams.
Will this get reworked? Does it matter? Sure, does it matter? I'm not going to upgrade them today, so what does it matter, right?
Agreed. That's where I am as well. All right. Captain Carter coming to the Cosmic Crucible store, I believe in a blog post they said the 24th of August, which is today. So hopefully that is on time. They didn't have the date here. This means that all the Rebirth is sort of farmable if you consider Agent Venom and Arena Orbs farmable. The rest of them are farmable. What is their value right now? Are you considering taking any of those Rebirth characters into Dark Dimension 6?
I did take Captain America into Dark Dimension 6, but he is actually the weakest one on my first 5. Like, he gets deleted pretty quickly. So like it's more out of convenience. Now, I do get value out of this team in multiple game modes. Obviously, they're good and needed in raids. I think the prudent thing to do would be to upgrade this team to whatever level that is necessary for you to complete whatever your alliance is doing, and stop, because raid teams typically are not good long term as far as shelf life. I mean, we have a lot of horrible examples of teams being useless very quickly or relatively quickly. I'm thinking about Bionic Avengers, garbage, and Web Warriors. So do what you got to do. But overall, as far as raid teams go, I'm getting a lot of value out of them, in Cosmic Crucible, which makes me feel better. I really think that Room 2 has made me feel better about upgrading this team, the Death Seed and the Bifrost. Absolutely.
Yeah, both of them. All three of those teams. 4 Room 2 specifically are big upgrade targets. And yeah, I like this one. Invaders, I don't think they have a lot of value, but I do see a lot of value in Rebirth and other game modes. I probably am still going to take Captain America just because of that cosmic crucible value into Dark Dimension 6, even if he sucks. But for other value in the game, I think we're going to have this for a while, because this was the first incursion team that we got. We still have a tech team coming, but as soon as that tech team comes out, these guys are getting replaced. So they're not going to have their value for as long as the Bifrost will. Yeah,
and the nodes that I'm going to be using Captain America in Dark Dimension 6 are largely about Apocalypse. And so it doesn't even matter. Yeah. So like, the node is about, and he helps Apocalypse, by giving him energy sometimes and, defense up, or whatever. Right. But, he's doing something.
Yeah. I think I'm going to save that same plan that you're doing. super-skrull. I have not noticed this bug. I don't see very many super-skrulls. I don't have super-skrull. I think the only time I've really played with him is on the test server. So I don't really see him a lot. But what has happened? There was a bug that was fixed for super-skrull. What was happening? The passive had an effect. It read on stun, clear stun, and apply stun to the attacker. This was not working as intended. Instead, super-skrull stun, whenever it gains a negative effect. This bug was fixed on the 21st of August. Did you notice this? Was this tougher? Did this make anything tougher for you?
All right, so I did not notice this bug, and I'm glad that they fixed it. Other thing I'll say about super-skrull, I played against super-skrull in 2 situations, and then someone in my chat said something to me that I wanted to echo, and I agree with, is I just played against a super-skrull, and holy moly, I'm excited to get super-skrull. He is really good.
What happened? What happened? Tell me about the match.
Okay, so the 2 experiences I have with super-skrull is taking a non-super-skrull team maxed out in the arena. So I was running Secret Defenders plus Apocalypse.
Okay.
Getting nowhere against a super-skrull team.
Apocalypse didn't get anywhere?
No, well, the other team was running Apocalypse and super-skrull. So just
and you had clear, Apocalypse and some other characters.
The 4 Secret Defenders, not, and just nothing was going on.
That scares me. That scares me.
And then my second experience was inside of Alliance War, and it was a double sack. So basically they had 2 stacks of exhaustion, and he was like 1v5, almost 1v5'd my Dormammu Eternals Undying or something. Like it was like, I was like, am I going to win this or I'm going to lose this? Like it was a scary match. He is what I'm trying to say, he's very strong. And I'm excited to get him unlocked. And I've heard that sentiment from other people too, that they're anxious to get him unlocked. He's very good.
All right, I'm glad, because the chase for me is going to be a long time before I get this character. So I'm glad that he has value right now. And hopefully by the time I get him, he's still going to have some of that value.
Yeah, luckily for us, nobody on our arena shard has him, right? Nobody.
Thankfully, we got an old arena shard and people that are pretty active and some Krakens on there. Luckily, we haven't run into one yet.
Yeah, so people that don't know, arena shards are probably 10 or 20,000 people. They don't really disclose it, but like first, let's say it's 20,000 to keep the number simple, right? The first 20,000 people that join Marvel Strike Force were all put on the same arena shard, and then the next 20,000, the next 20,000, and they don't tell us what that number is. It may be 20,000 or 10,000. You and I are on the second oldest arena shard because we both started in the beta. So there's one shard older than us, and then we are the second group of people that started playing this game. And so that's how the arena shards. And for some reason on our shard, there's no super-skrulls. I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't have some crazy arena team defense that I hear about other people, and we're an old one, so I guess we're lucky on that.
Yeah, we're lucky. Yeah.
All right, we got an event going on right now. Still 12 more days for this TVA agent event for Sylvie, and I'm almost done. Last month they had to add more points because they didn't add it correctly, and they was like, all right, we're gonna give more points to these web rewards. I'm almost done. There's still almost 2 weeks left in this event. How are you doing this event? Do you think they made mistakes previously? Do you think they made a mistake in this one? What is going on? Is it just easier? And they're like, all right, this is an important team. You need the Bifrost. What happened with this?
Yeah, last month was definitely not right. And I feel like they've made an adjustment for this month. My take on these events, is that, it should be finishable with moderate engagement, right? And that's the way that they've been in the past. If you're a daily player and you're engaged with the game and thinking about the events, not that this is easy to finish 100%, but it's doable. And I think that's what most people want. Especially if you're a free-to-play budget player, you just want to have access where that this is not impossible. It's not grinding. It doesn't require 8 rotations, 7 days of blitzing to get to the end, or massive amounts of spinning of power cores. It should be finishable, and they have been finishable other than last month's.
Well, they sort of have, but they had to redo the calculations, redo the numbers because they didn't do it in the beginning, but they've been finishable, and we've got another Summer Blunder where you just get like double reward. That would be great. All right, I got a question for you. We've had 2 more characters coming in this update. They are not here yet. I was expecting them like a week or 2 after the update drops, but as you can see, I scroll all the way down to the bottom of my roster. No Ronin, no Mockingbird. They are in the splash screen when you open the game. When do you think they're coming to the game?
Next patch.
Next patch. All right, let me know your predictions. They're supposed to come in this patch. They're supposed to come sometime during this patch. Let me know your predictions of when these characters are coming. We know they're going to be war defense, and any specifics on what is happening with these characters as far as their kits.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters though, because it was the whole package, right?
Yeah, they're war defense. I think they're going to be cool to look at.
And there was another character that wasn't named, so I don't know if it matters anyways, right?
Yeah, Coulson thing and some unnamed character part of these new Avengers. So I don't know. They're war defense though. I'm not going to be opening a lot of orbs for these characters. I'm not going to go crazy for these characters because just like Big Time Spider-Man, you can see how much I've ranked this character. War is not as important to me as Cosmic Crucible. You got some more data mines, and these are also from the Tana server. This is about some changes coming to the ISO 8. It says now you can find improved rewards for the ISO 8 campaign, normal difficulty, double the T1 crystals, triple the ions, increase orb drop rate on 12 energy cost nodes, 10 more attempts per day on the 12 energy cost nodes. Ooh, I like that if that's sticking. Hard difficulty, level 80 plus T1 ions and crystals now drop alongside current rewards. Chance of T2 crystals have been doubled. 10 more attempts on the 12 energy cost nodes. I think these changes are great if they're added to the game, but of course, these are data mines. What do you think of these changes if they're added like this?
Well, I mean, people are struggling with green T1s, right? And right there, they're going to basically double and triple the, so basically they're basically removing, green ISO as a bottleneck that, they rather have you focusing on getting those sweet, blue ISO 5 mile, the leaderboards. And, if you're going for that, you can't be bothered with green ISO.
Rewards.
Yeah,
green war rewards.
Yeah, green. Basically, they're phasing out, green ISO as being a bottleneck, and it is a bottleneck. I've seen several Reddit posts of people saying that they've got an excessive amount of blue ISO 4s, but that doesn't matter because they don't have the green, which is not good, right?
Where are you hearing the bottleneck for the actual crystals or the ions to upgrade the different things?
Oh, I've seen several posts, and I'm not sure. I didn't look at it too closely, but I just noticed that there were several posts from people saying that they were experiencing, and basically, this would be like being short, green ability mats.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of that, right? You know what I mean?
Get rid of that bottleneck. Keep the bottleneck in blue. Get rid of the green one.
Yeah, so they got to get rid of it, right? And so this feels like a step in that direction.
And it looks like some of the blues are getting a little more love as well, which I haven't struggled with for a long time, but within the past month, I've been struggling with blues and started farming the blues. So this looks good if this goes in. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And last but not least, it is word from the Marvel Strike Force Players Voice Movement. And they had a meeting on August 18th. What it says, Council previewed another potential twist on exciting game mode. Council was able to consult and share feedback. Council wants to focus on 3 hot topics: experience, events, and economy. Economy was the majority of this week's discussion. Council got a high-level overview of the game, economy, philosophy, and intent. Discussed the economy model, how that's tracking the actual experience and impact on different players at different stages in the game, And this is a vast topic to continue to meet about as the economy is always changing and impacts all aspects of the game. What do you think about the latest focus of this Players Voice Council? The experience, the events, and the economy. Which one do you think needs the most change right now?
The economy is always an issue, and I'm not sure what they mean by experience and events. I mean, I feel like I think they used those words just to have 3 E's, you know, but
Sounds cool.
They could be talking about bugs, leaderboards, and economy. I mean, if that's, you know, so I noticed that you remember Philosopher when he would do things, and I really liked Philosopher's approach to his communication with the developers. He would send the developers a very well thought out question to start a conversation, and he would not share the answer to the question, but he would share the question. Do you remember how he would do that? He would
give me an example. I don't know if I was privy to all the communication with the devs.
So,
what an example?
What he would do is like, he would say, this is what I talked to the developers about. I'm upset about this, and this is what I told them. Okay, there's nothing NDA about that. What you say is not NDA, right? And so that might be of interest to me when it comes to the players' councils. Like, what did you guys ask them? Whether they answered you or not, but at least I know what questions were asked.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. For me, the experience is kind of vague. I'm thinking it always comes back to new player experience. I'm thinking, what is the road for new players to the end game? That's what I thought it was. Obviously, these events, the structure of it, the bugs that are happening with the communication needs to be improved. And then economy, I think there's always improvement from there. A lot of people are struggling with gold, training mats. ISO 8.5 is a major bottleneck for a lot of players. So hopefully all these things improve on. But I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the economy is where we need the most improvement. That is it. That is everything this week in Marvel Strike Force. Everything coming up that you need to prepare for. Hopefully you're having fun in Marvel Strike Force. Anything coming up for you this week in Marvel Strike Force Mobile?
Like the video 3 times.
3 times, not just once, 3 times. Share it with 3 of your friends as well. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Check me out on social media if you haven't already. Right. And of course, if you're listening to the podcast version, if you give it a nice review on whatever you're listening to. And if you want to check out what are the best teams in Marvel Strike Force today, you should check out that video up there. I will see you guys next time. Are you ready for a Hulk Fist Pump Mobile?
Woof, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Hulk Fist Pump MobileGamer ValleyFlyin out. Have a great rest of your day.